All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, Trinity Youth, Trinity Church, Trinity Family. Today's lesson for Passion Week is our Wednesday lesson or our Wednesday Passion Week teaching. And Wednesday is the day of the story that Judas Iscariot was deceived by Satan and was planned to betray Jesus Christ. Now, you also may notice that we have a guest with us this wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is, and it's Christopher. So, Chris, if you want to say hey to everybody. So he's going to help us go through today and tomorrow's lesson. He was out pressure washing all day, earning him a hard living. So he's exhausted and ready to go to bed, but I asked him and he said he wouldn't mind helping out. So anywho, okay, so Judas, who is Judas? First, that's the main question. Judas was someone close to Jesus. He was a close friend, and Judas was actually one of Jesus's 12 disciples. And Jesus loved him very, very much, loved him dearly. And we read in Luke chapter 22, verse 3. Once again, that's Luke chapter 22, verse 3. Then Satan entered into Judas, called Iscariot, who was of the number of the 12. He went away and conferred with the chief priests and officers how he might betray him to them. And they were glad and agreed to give him money. So he consented and sought an opportunity to betray him to them in the absence of a crowd. So Judas was deceived when Satan filled Judas was deceived when Satan filled Judas's heart with greed, with hunger for money. Judas betrayed Jesus for money. Is that crazy? 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver, Chris. This silver was worth more to Judas than Jesus was. Can you imagine that, Chris? Mm-hmm. Could you honestly say right here, right now, that 30 pieces of silver is more important than Jesus? Heck no. But in his heart, he believed it. And when that is, there's a couple things that we go on there, but the biggest thing is Judas was dealt with an opportunity to pick Jesus or to pick money. And what did Judas pick? He picked money, revealing in his heart a heart of idolatry, a heart that loves other things more than he loved Jesus. So, Chris, imagine that. Imagine how Jesus felt in this very moment. Jesus knew this was going to happen, but Chris, how would you feel if me as your brother, we're brothers, by the way, most of y'all knew that, but how would you feel, me as your brother, if I turned you in knowing it was going to get you brutally killed for 30 pieces of silver? How would that make you feel?
Shocked and betrayed, probably.
Shocked and betrayed. Now, do you think I'd ever do that?
No.
Heck no, right? But shocked and betrayed. Now, Jesus probably didn't feel shocked because he knew it was coming, but exactly what you said, Chris, betrayed. So we know that money was an idol for Judas, and we also have to understand a few things. Is we have to understand that Satan did not win. Although this may have seemed like a loss in the Christian world, kind of a one Satan, zero Christianity or Jesus, it was not. Satan did not win. According to Acts chapter 2, verse 23, this Jesus was delivered up according to the definite plan and foreknowledge of God, you crucified and killed by the hands of lawless men. Check that out, Chris. Delivered up according to the definite plan and foreknowledge of God. So what do you think that means? It was God's plan. And although it is a horrific situation, it was God's plan to allow something awful to happen and use that awfulness to save the entire world. There goes my dog. So this was part of God's plan in order to save people from their sin. So friends, Trinity Youth, Trinity Family, don't let Satan deceive your heart. Trust Jesus. And I would ask an even deeper question, Chris, for you to think about this, for me to think about this, and for you all to think about this. We are all dealt with situations every day, just like Judas was. He was dealt with the situation to choose Jesus or idol. And for him, it was money. So my question for you is, when you're dealt with those situations, how many times do we not choose Jesus? And do we act just like Judas? We all just agreed that it's crazy for Judas to do that. but we do it every day.
Mm.
We all choose different things besides Jesus every day. We choose our phone, we choose money, we choose our job, we choose our spouse, we choose 100 other things before we choose Jesus. So while we can sit here and think Judas is crazy, we have to understand that we're not too far from that. And that is exactly why Jesus died on the cross. That is exactly why God allowed this to happen. Why do you think God allowed Judas to betray Jesus? What did Jesus need to go and do on the cross for us?
Save us from our sins.
He needed to save us from our sins, exactly. So I ask you today, be careful, stray away from idols, choose Jesus because he loves you, he died for you, and don't ever forget, God is one and has promised something so much greater than the riches of this world. He promised to give you an eternity with him. All right. That's it for today. We will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.